Luke, give us some examples, and in terms of how you got casted. And,
So yeah, basically after high school or performing arts school, I did a degree, and then I moved to London and started working in a corporate job. I worked in crisis management and corporate communications, and I met a casting director at a party, and she was like, "What do you do?" And I said, "Oh, I work in corporate communications." She's like, "No, you don't. You're an actor." I was like, "I used to be, but no." And she was like, "Yeah, you are. Come audition for me. I've got the perfect role for you." So she did this audition for me on a Saturday, and it was the West End version of of Spring Awakening, which was moving over from Broadway.
Right.
And so I auditioned for it for 6 months, and I just knew immediately after the first audition, I knew that is what I was supposed to be doing. And it was one of those things, I guess, that I'd kind of put at the back of my mind and thought, no, I can get a real job and I can do this.
Yeah.
But it's always going to be a part of me. And so in the end, I didn't end up getting the job. It came down to me and some other guy, and the other guy got it. It's fine. It was good because it was a good lesson for me. There was lots of lessons in that. But also the casting director got me an agent. So she got me an agent in London, started auditioning for some things. A lot of the stuff that I was getting traction on was based in America.
Yeah.
But they couldn't really take me seriously because I didn't have my proper paperwork. So I thought, you know what, let's do it. Let's get my visa, let's move to America. So I quit my job, which everyone at the agency thought I was crazy. I was like, guys, I'm moving to Los Angeles to become an actor. And they're like, what? So I did. I just moved. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have any leads whatsoever. I didn't have any agents, managers, nothing, and just had to start from scratch.
How hard is it?
Really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. And it's one of those things where it's like a lot of young kids will come up to me and ask me, I want to be an actor, or I want to be in the industry, what should I do? And it's really hard for me because I never ever would tell anyone not to pursue their dreams.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is so much more difficult than you could possibly imagine. It's constant rejection. And if you think about, for someone who is not in the industry, they go for a job interview maybe once a year. Once every 6 months maybe, or maybe they do 5 in a month when they're looking for a job.
Yeah.
I do like 5 a week, and the rejection is just constant, and it really never ends. That's the thing with it, like I've got some good stuff behind me now, but I'm still have to go into a room and you have to prove yourself every time, and you have to put yourself on the line, and it's really draining. It's really exhausting. Yeah.
Which, it's interesting, which brings me, because you've got such an incredible face. The camera must, what the camera does, it gobbles you up, and...
Well, thank you.
And obviously you've been cast as a villain
Yes.
a lot. Is this being typecast a lot for you?
I mean, it is because of the way I look, which is fine. I think it's one of those things where you just have to, specifically in this industry, you just have to accept things for what they are.
Yeah.
I hope that over the next few years I'll be able to do some different work and try and branch out a little bit more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I get to play dress ups for a living. I get to
It's fun,
go
isn't
and
it?
get covered in blood and pretend to be a demon. So I can't really complain, and I wouldn't.
Well, I hear most actors rather be the villain than the goodie.
Well, it's funny because I've had so many, even on Shadowhunters, there's a bunch of the guys it must be so much fun to play it.
Yeah.
And I think it is, it's at least I've always got something going on, and there's something interesting happening there.
Yeah. Tell me, what's it like on set with, Shadowhunters?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like everyone really takes their job seriously. No one's coming to work not knowing their lines or hungover, and everyone's really, really professional, but at the same time knows how to have fun. And that was something that was so great about it. And we shot in Toronto, in Canada, and Canadians are basically Australians, which is just it was so great to be surrounded by that environment. Because in America you can make jokes, but you can't make the kind of jokes you can make in Australia or in Canada. People take things very seriously in America. So in Canada it was great because you got to have the banter with all of the crew, and it felt like a real family, which was nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you tell us about the magic shop?
Oh yeah, that's really exciting. So I did a film in 2015 called The Girl in the Photographs, which was Wes Craven produced it. It was directed by a lovely man called Nick Simon, who wrote it as well as directed it. And we worked with Dean Cundy, who's a cinematographer who shot Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3, Halloween, Death Becomes Her, Back to the Future. Like, he's literally shot my childhood. You know, like he shot T-Rex. Anyway, and so this little project came up called The Magic Shop, and Nick asked me to be a part of it, and then told me that Dean was coming back for it. So we all just went to South Dakota and shot this film, and it was such a nice experience because it's so rare that you get projects that it feels like you're just at summer camp with your friends.
Yeah.
You know, like you forget that you actually have a job to do. Oh. So that's it's really cool. It's really
that's nice, isn't it? Yeah, getting paid for something you can truly
yes, and I would say a lot of the time that's pretty much my life. You know, it's so cool that I get to, you know, get flown home to Australia to meet people here. I feel so fortunate, and then at the same time get to see my friends and my family, and get some really, really good coffee.
Yes, that's so true, isn't it?
As soon as I got off the plane, I was like,
coffee.
give me the coffee, give it to me, give it all to me, hook it up in an IV.
I know, it's like I've been to Starbucks there and I'm I ain't got it right here.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna sort of end up with two questions that are off the cuff with films.
Great.
But it's sort of, what are the 5 top things that you personally love to do?
5 top things I personally love to do. Hang out with my friends. They are just, my friends are so important to me. I would do anything for them. And I've got a very close circle of friends in Los Angeles. It took me a lot of time to find the real people there. So hang out with my friends. I love photography. It's like my escape. I love taking on 35mm film, and I love going into a dark room and developing it myself.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of like my little version of meditation. I love...
Do you Instagram them?
Not usually. I kind of keep them for myself.
Okay.
I feel like there might be something
They'll come out later.
Yeah, when I'm dead.
Or a personal book. It might be your images.
Okay, so friends, film, actual film, so cinema. I love going to the movies. I still love doing that. Good. It's hard to turn off sometimes, but I still love going to do that. Yeah. Traveling, there's so much of the world I want to see, and I just want to see as much as humanly possible. Yeah. And what else would I like to do?
Sleep, I bet.
Sleeping. Honestly, yeah. Sleep is actually number 1. Sleep and drinking coffee. There you go. Okay. Or sometimes I will literally go to sleep just so I can get up and drink coffee. Yeah, you know, I get so excited. Yeah, I'll get in bed and be like, oh, I'll get a coffee in the morning. Yeah.
No, cool. All right. And if you had all the money in the world, what would you do with it? What would be your mission?
It's so it's so bleeding hard to say, but I would make sure that the other half of the world, the least fortunate, the ones who are living below the poverty line, that they had that, because I don't need it. I work really heavily with a charity called Oxfam, and we're trying to essentially, you know, tip the scales a little bit more. You know, so 1% of the world owns most of the wealth, and it's not fair. And so I would love to funnel that into projects. Yeah.
Luke, it's been amazing
it's been
talking to you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Loved engaging. I wish I could talk more to you. But yeah, have a fantastic time in Australia.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited. Yes.
Yeah. And come and see Luke.
Thank you. Bye. Awesome.